Well, here's the deal. I can't go to the right, that's private property, but we've got this little bitty launch, and this is the only place you can get a kayak on this lake. Can't put a big boat, and I've been fishing here for almost 20 years, and I've always wanted to fish this lake. I fished a lake next door, and it was awesome. It was unbelievable, and always wanted to get over here. So we brought the kayaks this time. We got them rigged up with the hummingbirds, and there is a lake map for this lake, believe it or not, thanks to Lake Master. So we'll see how accurate it is. And if not, we can put in a little auto chart mapping from Humminbird, so we can make our own. So anyways, Tommy's out on the water, getting the Old Town position to get started. Johnny is getting his ready. We got 2 Old Towns here. And we're gonna fish for a few hours and see how good this legendary lake might be. Obviously it doesn't get a lot of pressure, so hopefully it's full of dumb bass. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, boys. Oh. First fish of the day is a giant. Oh, it's a 3-pounder. How about that? I like them apples. I bet this fish has never been hooked before in his life.
Probably true.
Very pretty. This is a grassy lake. These fish are going to be nice and golden, well marked. It's a solid 3-pounder. Okay. Yep, that's good advice. Not a big one, but he was way out at the end of the cast.
There you go. Great cast.
He's pretty. Come here, fish. I'm impressed. There we go. All right, so we've been on this lake for about half an hour, and I think we've caught probably 10 fish, a little more between the 3 of us. Johnny is in shallow working a buzzbait. Tommy's out deep working a crankbait. I'm in the middle working a worm. So we're just kind of trying to figure out what's going on. On lakes like this, it's generally pretty easy to establish a pattern, mainly because the fish are dumb, haven't been hooked a lot, and they're eager to eat things. So that makes it fun, but we're still trying to figure out where the biggest fish are. Now, the mapping on this lake is not very precise. I'm not sure how Lake Master acquired the data. They may have put a boat in here. There may have been some previous information that they were able to use, but let me show you what's interesting. So when you look at the mapping here, I like the whole thing on the Helix 7 is I want to keep sonar on one side and mapping on the other so that I can see what's going on directly beneath me at that time and see what kind of contours to look for. Being this is the first time on this lake, I see this little section right here where I've got the depth contours shading out to 10 feet in red, out to 20 feet in green. So green is going to be probably primary areas that we focus on today because that's going to be in that obviously 10 to 20 foot range where there's a lot of weeds. But when you look at this section here, you've got a little point coming out, and when those colors are so close together like that, that tells me there's a pretty sharp break there. I don't know exactly how sharp, but that's where we're going to go next. And I'm going to throw a worm out there and hopefully drag it off that edge into the deeper water, and those bigger bass are definitely going to be on that deep side of the weed edge. This part of the country, 78 degrees, it's the 4th of July. It is grass edge time, and this is exactly what we're going to do. A crankbait on that edge, maybe a swim jig, maybe a swim bait, maybe a worm, whatever it is. But when you're looking at these new lakes you've never been on that don't have a ton of detailed contours, start in some of those areas that have real close colors like that. It's a big help. So there's 2 things I really love about this Old Town topwater. This is the topwater 120. Obviously it's the instant reverse. As we're drifting forward, I can stop, I can go forward, but just a partial turn sometimes is all you need to do to kind of slow or change your motion. So you don't have to go a full revolution once in a while to hold steady. The other thing is this boat tracks in the direction which the rudder is positioned very well. So all I got to do, if I want to kind of keep a little bit of a curve because there's a slight breeze coming in, just turn the rudder a little bit to the left. If I got to make a partial turn on the pedals to kind of maintain course, that's all you got to do. Helps you focus on catching more fish, like this one. Oh boy, that's a better one. Yeah. And use that reverse to keep you off the spot. There you go. Not a bad one. Look at that. So far so good. They are eating the worm today. I think a guy could probably throw a crankbait, but we're gonna stick with the worm. So much fun. All right, let's get repositioned. Go. Not a giant, but look, I'm right where I wanted to be on the edge of that. I need to be out a little bit deeper as I come up to that point, but that fish is related to that specific piece of structure, so that tells me my theory is pretty close. This is a nice ledge area, Tommy. There's bunches of fish here.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks perfect. All right, you can go ahead of me. Oh.
My line is...
There's a fish. Hurry up, cast. They're out here. Woo! All right, so we need to be in about 13 foot.
I'm at 11 right now.
Yeah, get out on the outside of me here. He's a little guy, but he's angry. All right, so just cast. You see the weed sticking out of the water?
Yeah.
Cast towards them, but you don't want to get that far in. Hold him up for me to see. Pretty good.
I didn't know there was a fish on there.
You need to pay attention to that because sometimes they'll pick it up without you knowing. If it feels spongy and there's weight, just set the hook.
Alright.
Like that. Oh, this is a better one. Oh yeah.
Is that why you need to keep your line tight during the drop?
Yeah. Look here. Come here, fish. Good one.
How many pounds?
2.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, we got something here. He's not that big, but he's nice. I mean, this is like what they all seem to be. I mean, there's smaller ones, but.
Yep.
Easy. Giant bass. This little sucker has 5 of 6 hooks in him.
Baseball.
I mean, I couldn't have done that if I tried. Fire tiger.
See a good one?
No, he's all right. He's a pound and a half. Pound. Oh, okay. Look at the weeds coming out off the point, Tommy. See that?
Yeah, you got 3 fish in a row.
Yep.
Our back took the bluegill.
Man, what is up with these bluegills?
Probably.
Same one over and
He
over.
caught pike all day yesterday. It's terrible. All right, let's move up and around.
Oh, that's a fish.
We got a triple, boys. Oh, this one thinks he's pretty big. I don't know what he is yet. He's not that big. Not a bad one. Look at that. You get one? What do you got, Tommy?
Bass.
Let me see. Look.
Look at it.
Yeah, little bitty guy. Good job. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Three, maybe?
Yeah, probably pushing 3. Hey, you want to go over there? It gets deep on that shore again. Yep. chatterbait. 2-pounder.
Yeah.
Feels kind of good to stand up a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy was monkeying with a big one. It was right around there. Not at all. I'm fishing this deeper edge. You're good. Did you get it, Tommy? Oh. Oh, please tell me you're bigger than... Oh yeah. Oh boys. Look here. Well, frickin' swallowed it. Stay it like this. You can. That's pretty smart. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Well, I mean, he's like those other ones that are pretty nice. He's not giant. Boy, I love it when I eat a chatterbait. Ooh, yes.
Kill him, buddy.
I love it. Look there.
Yep. Probably one of the nicest ones of the day.
Yeah, Tommy, look. Right here.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Dude, these mouths are just super clean.